Hey, this is Peter from Goose. I'm here to show you my keyboards with Ryan Storm of Storm Sound. So thanks for tuning in, and let's dive in. So this is my main board. It's a Nord Stage 3 Compact 73. It's great. I use it for a lot of different stuff. Pianos. I've actually recently started using, that's like my main piano. It's called White Grand on this thing. I don't know what it's modeled after, but I think it sounds good. But I've also started to use like upright sounds. I actually realized it was good to use the upright on, we have a newer song called Not Alone. And I like the upright on that one. So moved to the upright. I never really changed away from that one piano sound, the White Grand one. So it was kind of cool to like explore different pianos because there's a bunch on here. And then, you know, kind of like on the piano patches, if you come over here, you can kind of like see I have like these layers. So like this one is called Vibes. So it's like this kind of like, it's like a vibraphone. And I layer it with the piano. Almost sounds a little more 80s. But it's really fun for jams. On the other patch of like, I switch back and forth between these two patches. The other one's got kind of like a soft pad. Which is nice. I use this for Animal. Sounds great. This thing has great pads. My next patch over is like, I use the Wurlitzer sound on here. Feel It Now, new song, Wurlitzer, and like a soft pad in the background. Sound. I feel like bands like Wolfpack, Parcels, big into like Wurlitzer and like a disco kind of feel. So that's my big inspiration to go to the Wurlitzer. And actually, I was on doing the Wurlitzer sound for like most of the Echo Jam last night, which I don't normally do, but I thought it fit really well. And I was just thinking to myself while I was playing it, I was like, maybe I should get a Wurlitzer up here. So, I never really go to that patch, but it was like, it sat so nicely with the band. I was like, now I know why Paige likes it so much. So it definitely is something to be considered. I also got this patch, which is kind of like my Earthling or Alien patch, but right now it's different. Oh, shit. It's kind of like a weird, I don't even know how to describe this. Cool, like, I don't know, saw wave rolled off. But this one is just begging to be explored. So we'll probably explore. And then this other patch I've got is my marimba patch, which everyone thinks is a vibraphone, but it's actually not. It's marimba. And then I layered over this other patch called Rain Piano. tribal feel. exotic thing. I love it, especially when like Ben's doing like heavy tom work, like drip field style drums. With this works very well. It also reminds me of like a muted piano, which is like more like Donna MIDI stuff. Then we've got, you know, this additional like, this is kind of like the slow ready sound. One of them, I guess, more like so or slow ready. Like a heavy saw sound. And I've got, this is like my Animal Juno patch, which I think Matt Campbell made. I don't, he either found it or he made it, so he'll have to chime in there. But he sent it to me. He's like, "Yo, try this." I was just like, "Okay, this is definitely what I need." And then I went ahead and created some animal sounds for that as well. So I've got the animal sounds patch. These are the other ones you don't hear. The elephant, of course. That one's good, the monkey. Lions. Oh, that's a monkey screech. Dolphin. Classic. Oh, all right. The other new thing on this, which is really exciting, I forgot about it until now, was I've been looking at keyboards. It's mostly there's the Yamaha YC45, which has this crazy like slide bar. The reality is I realized that I actually had one. I didn't, you know, I was just like, well, I knew that I had one, but like I was like trying to like see if there was something else that was smaller that had the slide bar on it to like bring on the road. If you haven't checked out this keyboard, definitely check it out. It's like, it's insane. It's like a space station. But it has this thing on it. It's like a literally, it's just like a slide bar that you move your finger across. And what I did was I like went home. It was at my dad's house, and it was like, you know, I just took it out and like played on the slide bar for like 9 minutes and like tried to like create some samples, and I did. So right now I've got like this like R2D2 one. So like I can kind of like go to these samples at any time, and then like these glides, which I've been like peppering in there a little bit, and they're super fun, and they're funny. I've got a whole bunch of descending ones, and then I've got the ascending ones. That's like a beam me up Scotty. And then I've got that, just like some more samples in the top range. Whatever, this is my samples patch. Super fun. This keyboard's great for that. It's nice to be able to have samples and like unlimited flexibility from this keyboard. So thank you, Nord. I have a sustain pedal for that. And that's the only other pedal I use for that now. You know, it works great. That is actually a great sustain pedal. Korg. Nailed it. Doesn't really break too often. Next up is the Clav, which is, you know, from 74 or 76. You know, it's funky. I also like this mute string option. When it works. Oh, I turned the volume down. Kind of mutes the strings a little bit. Super sick. I think it's just like, it just literally puts a mute over the strings, this little lever, if anyone's wondering what that is. Also, I use some pedals on this guy. Tuner, so it's not like super buzzy out of the amp when we're not playing it. Wah, you know. This is like classic for a clav. But more recently, I've just been like putting the spacer on and like playing it without the wah. You know, it's really sick. I hadn't really explored like non-wad clav before, but now I'm loving it and I'm doing it a lot more often. I've got a delay pedal, which is like, I have this one setting on the delay pedal that was a complete accident when it happened, but then I saved it because I was like, this is incredible. I think that's so good for spacey sounds. I switched to it last night during a jam and I was like, sweet. But normally it's on this regular delay. Standard delay. I also run it through this Strymon compadre for like, this is like a drive and the right side's a compressor. Just without either. It's still good, but I like the extra bite. And I did listen back to like a recording of like this clav from the All I Need jam at Legend Valley last summer, and I realized I was using that pedal both sides. So I was like, and I love that clav sound, so I was like, I gotta go back to this pedal. I like wasn't using it for a second in the fall, really. So now I'm back to it. I'm using it, and it's cutting. It sounds good. We're cutting down trees. I have a Dark World pedal down there that's literally not in use. It's just on backup. In case like the Flint goes down or something. Backup reverbs. Gotta have it. Okay, next, this is new, the Prophet-6. I've been exploring some synths in this zone on top of the clav since like last summer. I started off, I bought like a Korg monopoly, and I was like, I think it's such a sick synth. I have it at home now, but it was like old. It's old, it's from the 80s. It was like very, I mean, it needs some work. So like, I was like, I couldn't bring it on the road, but I was like, I brought it out to a couple gigs at Westville, and I was like, I could have a synth up here, like totally cool. So I didn't think about that before, and then. You know, I was like, all right, well, if I'm not going to use that one, I could bring out my Moog Matriarch, which I've also had. Incredible synth. The Matriarch is like, it does some things that like none other synth can do. Like, it's got a really cool filter on it that like can like, you could stereo sweep. Like, you can like put like one note in like the left and like one note in the right, and it's all like super there and customizable. It doesn't have any presets or anything. So that was the only caveat to that synth. It was like, sometimes I'd have to like switch to it really fast and like dial in a sound like while also playing. And it was like, you know, it just got to be, it was just, you know, I think I was relying on it for more than I should have been, you know. Maybe I should have like stuck with one sound, or like if I just really need to like get the hang of it, like I need to spend like more years with it, you know. And I've actually spent a lot more time with it over the last couple of weeks, because we used it for a DJ set that I did with my girlfriend Becky, and we like kind of, I just used that synth like, and she DJ'd, so it worked really well in that capacity because I was like constantly working it. I wasn't like turning away and then going back to it, so it was like, okay, that's a capacity I could see being really useful. So this guy I got instead because I was like, okay, I need something a little more reliable and that has presets. Polyphonic for sure, but also could like play some lead stuff. So came to the Prophet-6. Tame Impala, very famous for using them, and I love that band. So I was like, okay, I gotta check this out. And I spent a lot of time with this over the last couple months since we got off the road, just like making more patches, learning more about it. I like took a YouTube like tutorial course about it to like learn how to like make really cool pads, which I'm really excited about. So this is like one of the pads I made. It's just like, it's pretty simple, but it's got like a slight bit of oscillation over time. bit more detuned. Patch I use. I think it's pretty like pretty easy on the ears, which I like. I use it for the Indian synth solo or Travelers or something. Still working into it, you know. Then this is like another soft pad for like Everything Must Go. Just kind of like hangs out in the background. Or like if we're like starting Arcadia or something. I hear that low C sharp. You know what's coming. I haven't used this one yet. It's kind of sick. To write down. I have got like, if you come over look, I've got some like, you know, a few descriptions, but I need to like make like a more solid patch list sheet so I know like it has like 1,000 presets, so you kind of need to like, I need to write it down to keep track. Got the animal patch. Great to just have that available, because like when I had the Moog, it was just like, it took me a second to like dial that in. It's just nice if like, if we're like bam bam to the next song, like I got that, I already have it, I know I'm good. That one. Oh, this, you can actually program sequencers in here. So I've got this King Gizzard. And it just kind of plays. So just like hang out, listen to it. You know, I like messing around with like some sequencers and stuff. I've made like, I started to write a different, another song. It's not done yet, just with the sequencer. So that's been really fun. Still working on that one. This I actually programmed the slow ready outro into the sequencer. So now if I want, I can just do it without using my hands at all. Doesn't have the same charm that the Nord lead does. I wasn't able to like get that distinct like sine wave sound that the lead's got. So this is just for backup, just in case lead goes down. We gotta play slow ready. You can do something, you know. This is just another like lead. This is a really cool sound. Kind of sounds like the marimba, and I've been using it that way. Like, I think we've been in like a couple jams, like maybe a Rosewood recently, where I just kind of like tap in the tempo. I just think it's a really cool sound. It sounds like the marimba. So if I'm on piano and I want to throw in something like that, I can reach up and grab it. We got some other weird sounds here. Let's see. I used that last night too. Some pads. This is just begging for like a drums in space segment. You know, if we're like hanging out with the Rhythm Devils, we could like throw this on or something. This kind of like throws like notes in like different sides of the stereo spectrum. Used it during Rockdale, I think, last night. It's cool. This thing is like so much potential. So just cracking the surface. I need to write a patch sheet. This is a good reminder for myself. So Peter, write a patch sheet. And then we'll be able to tap into more stuff. Oh, this is a Klang controller. which is basically like, that's Jeff. This is a Klang controller, which is basically like how we're doing our ears these days. In-ears is like how we hear each other on stage. These guys. I have a wireless pack, which is like, you know, the audio feeds into this thing. That's how I hear myself. But this allows me to like adjust the mix on the fly without like having to do hand signals to side stage. I could just be like, oh, I need a little more like guitar, like just turn up this little knob. And we just switched to like this Klang system, which is like pretty cool because it does like 3D spatial sound. So right now in my mix, I have the bass like up here, and like it's really cool. Like I can distinctly hear the bass a lot more than I usually could. It does all this like crazy phase cancellation stuff to like allow you to hear things like in terms of more spatial realms. Like kick drums down here, stuff like that. You can put stuff behind your head, and it does all this like computing on its end. Obviously you only have 2 ears and you're wearing headphones, so it's like, you know, it's not fully 3D, but like it kind of tricks your ear into thinking that it is, which is cool. Talkback mic, so I can talk back to the band. Rick's got one too. Sometimes we'll discuss like what song's coming next, or like what should we do. Honestly, last night after the Echo Jam, I was like, what should we do? And Rick was like, we should probably play a song or something, because that was a really long jam. It's like Clouds, and we played Clouds. So, you know, those kinds of conversations. Over here, got the organ, which goes along with this guy, the Leslie, custom built Leslie. It used to be a 120, but Boss Organ put it in the horn. It spins now. This is the Leslie switch. Everybody's probably wondering, why am I doing this the whole time while I'm on the organ? And it's because I like the sound of the tone when it's in the middle. This is slow, and this is fast. And that switch is controlling how fast it's going. If it's on the fast setting or if it's on the slow, you can actually put it in the middle, which is stop. The horn will stop completely if you take a look. I think last night between Echo, it's so funny, Echo did a lot of things, I guess. But I just kind of like, at one point I was just like, kind of like these creepy organ sounds when it's on stop. You know, it doesn't sound that creepy when it's not on stop. So I put it on stop for a moment, and it was kind of, I liked it. I also have this reverb pedal over here. This is the Walsh Audio Slow. It's like, I don't know, it's super, it's got a lot more going on than the last pedal I had. I think it was just a Holy Grail. So this you can kind of do some, you can sustain. So you can sustain the verb and it'll just keep going. You can also like add in some modulation. So it's really cool in organ. It sounds really creepy. It's got different modes. I mean, that is just great. It almost sounds like it's like broken, or like, but like, wow, like I think that's just a cool feature to have. Most of the time I just keep it on a normal verb, but it's right up here so I can adjust it. Organ sound. C3 organ, 57, 59, one of those years. My buddy Jeff Enborg gave me this. Shout out to Enborg. Yeah, it's incredible, solid. Also shout out to Joe Durso, who's the guy who works on my organ. He lives in Connecticut, Dursonics, look him up. He's the best in the biz, and I don't know, these things are, it's hard to come by somebody who knows how to work on them, so bravo Joe. I should talk about the mics. Telefunken M80s, orange and blue. I went with the orange one because it matched this guy. The blue one I got originally because I was in the band called Great Blue, so I got a blue mic. And I love these M80s. Like, there's a lot of clarity there when you're listening in the in-ears, so they work really well. The rest of the guys, I think Jeff uses an M80, Rick uses M81, which is like, the M81's a little darker. So it just depends on your preference. And that one works better, especially in the middle. You get a lot less bleed from the drums with M81. So, fun fact. The blanket, I guess my mom got it somewhere in Mexico, and now I have it. It sits on top of the organ. If the jams are getting super weird, yes, it's nice to touch the blanket. It's comforting, you know. I just like looking at it. Like, I think it's like, adds a pop of color. I like color, you know, and it reminds me of home. So, yeah, the organ is amazing. I love it. Play it a lot. And over here, we've got the Vintage Vibe, which is like, it's the deluxe version. Which basically, I'm not sure what the difference is really between the deluxe and the basic, but deluxe came with the custom top. So got the custom top because I thought orange would be hot for the stage. I used to run into a pedal, which would kind of like, I don't know, sound a little bit sterile to me. So, and then I got this stereo console underneath instead, which is basically like those old suitcase Rhodes. They used to have like the speakers right underneath. That way you could just play it without having to plug it into an amp or something. It would just sit right on top. There's speakers out here on my end, which we mic. They're in there. So like when you're sitting here, you can actually hear it pretty well. They're aimed up. And then there's speakers on the back too. 10-inch on the front, 12-inch on the back. We mic the 10-inch on the front. So I think they sound great. Do tremolo adjustments, and it kind of like pans it back and forth on the cabinet itself. I rolled the bass off a little bit, and I rolled the treble all the way up on the tone. A little more bite. And that runs into these pedals over here. I just got another Zeltsa, which I got on the guitar pedal board. Zeltsa. And it's been sick. But then I got rid of it because I had to use it just wasn't stereo, and I was like, I need a stereo phase. I figured out this Celsa guy was stereo, so I was like, perfect, I already love this pedal, I'm gonna get a second one. You can kind of do that one. The 2 channels here is really helpful. I got delay down here, same timeline, so you can do like these crazy reverse things, like beginning of tumble, the slow guy. So cool, reverse Rhodes, or Vintage Vibe, I mean. I also have a reverb pedal on here, the Maris Mercury 7, which I have on the same expression pedal I have for my guitar, the Chase Bliss one. Again, so nice to have the little knobby guy. Or it's not really a knob, it's actually a roller. So I got the roller. So I kind of like roll the reverb off and on. It gets wild, and it'll just go. that off. I love the sound of this though, just like around like 3 or 4 on this expression pedal. Sick. That pedal is bomb. Mercury 7, Maris, absolutely epic. Best reverb pedal. At Flint, they're kind of close. But that one is real dreamy for this guy, and in stereo, it's awesome. So, up here, classic Nord lead. I've had it for a very long time with this band. It's got like some classic sounds. I'm running it through this amp right now just for demonstration purposes, but it goes DI. I just run this. This is like my main pad for like a lot of things. It just kind of like does a nice little wave. Doesn't have a lot of low end. Yeah, that's like the slow wave. Kind of like how the Prophet, like, I love that little, like, that really long, slight filter sweep to the pad, because it really, like, gives it life, as opposed to, like, I do have a pad on here that's just, like, straight ahead. It's not sweep, but then I tend to sweep it. This is what I use for SOS. Or Creatures or something, you know. It's nice to have that suitability. I also have, let's see, I use some other patches on here. Slow ready, outro. It's great. Oh, it's actually a triangle wave, but it's been shaped. I don't know. It's something about this machine. You know, you just can't do it otherwise. White lights. This is a sine wave. Let's see. Got this funny guy. I like to use this to rock the Casbah. I use like some sounds on here for like anything I'm like on the vintage vibe. Like this is right here, so like it's perfect. This is like 726. We got this Silver Rising thing. Like the Call of the Cops glide. That's over here. Let's see. I actually do have a patch list here because I don't know. This is the original Dripfield patch. Now we just run it off a sequencer, or sorry, not a sequencer. We just like run off a sample now, so that way I can use this for a pad. But this is where it came from. This guy, just a jam. Yeah, I got some other cool arpeggiator things like. Oh yeah, this is the arpeggiator for the beginning of Fish in the Sea. Yeah. Good synth. Does the job. Everything all the keyboards now kind of run into this rack that I've got built for me so nicely. I've got these nice new Telefunken active DIs. There's 3 synths that run into the DIs. My in-ear mix goes to this API 2500, which is pretty fiery. And then I got like 2 wireless units here, guitar and in-ears, power conditioner, small drawer. But yeah, this rack has been super helpful because everything kind of lives in it. You can actually just patch in all your cables on the back end right here. And I want to shout out like Marta Getty and John. They did such a good job like organizing all my cables. Padge, our stage manager. Now everything's like super well loomed and like it looks really a lot cleaner, I think, than it did a year ago. And they're doing a great job. Oh, again, the clav runs through this deluxe reverb. Same as the guitar, same amp. Simplify things, one channel, one amp. You know, it works for me. And I think that's pretty much it. Any questions? All right, thanks for tuning in. So the rig rundown probably be different next time. So tune in then again as well. All right, thank you.